Start. Om Namo Loe Sarvatrikavarti Aryantanam. Om Namo Loe Sarvatrikavarti Siddhanam. Om Namo Loe Sarvatrikavarti Ayaryanam. Om Namo Loe Sarvatrikavarti Jayanam. Om Namo Loe Sarvatrikavarti Shavanam. Omkaram Bindu Sanyuktam Nityam Dayanti Yoginam Kamadam Moksadam Chaiva Omkaraya Namo Namah. Namah Samaysaraya Swanubhutya Chakasate Chit Svabhavaya Bhavaya Sarva Bhavantara Ajnanatimirandanam Gnana Anjana Salakaya Chaksurun Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah. Tirthankaro Jagatana Jayvantavarto Omkaranada Jinano Jayvantavarto Jinana Samo Sarana Sau Jayvantavarto Netirthachara Jagama Jayvantavarto Namo Tirthanayakane Namo Omkaranadane Omkara Sangaryotene Namo Te Sri Kunda Kundane Aho Upakara Jinavarano Kundano Dhvani Divyano Jina Kunda Dhvani Atya Aho Te Guru Kanano Aho Te Bhagavati Matano Dhruva Achalane Anupama Gati Pamele Sarve Siddhane Nandi Kaho Sutta Kevali Vasita Asamaya Prabhrata Are O Eka Suddha Sada Arupi Jnana Darasanamaya Khare Kaim Anyate Maru Jari Paramanu Matra Nathiyare Jam Netra Tema Jagyana Nathikara Kanati Vedaka Are Jane Jakara Moday Nirajara Bandate Majamokshane Om Namasitebhyo Om Namasitebhyo Om Sri Sudatmane Namaha. Jai Jinendra. Today is September 26, 2018, Wednesday, and we are continuing our discussion for Samaysar. In Samaysar, so far as we have completed stanza 13, and in stanza 13, it just talked about 9 reals, now tattva. And so in Tattvat Sutra also says that to have the faith in 9 reals, to have a true faith in 9 reals is Samyak Darshan. So if I know 9 reals the way they are, living, non-living, auspicious inclination, inauspicious inclination, inflow, bondage, stoppage, shading, and liberation. Jeev, Ajeev, Pap, Punya, Asra, Bandh, Samvar, Nijra, Moksha. So that way, I have 9 reals that I end up knowing, and if I know them, it means Samyak Darshan, right? Well, it's not that simple thing, because even teeny tiny a little word here, one letter here and there, one word here and there, it totally changes the meaning of that thing what Acharya Bhagavan wants to say. Remember, Acharya Bhagavan didn't write elaborate scriptures. I mean, it was, remember, to start with, omniscient Lord, when he's sitting in a Samaysar, then he just, from his own whole body, Omkar sound comes out. And Omkar sound means, it's called Divyadvani, divine sound. That's all it comes out. But then when the Gandhar Bhagwan is sitting, for Mahavi Swami, the Gandhar Bhagwan is a Gautam Swami, and his 11 supporting Gandhars are there, primary disciples are there. And they absorb everything from word Om alone. And that word Om alone, and the Ganadhar Bhagwan will create the 12 canons. Bar Agamni Rachna thase. 12 canons are created. And those are also simple little one sentence only. Same way in Tattvat Sutra, Umaswati Maharaj, Umaswati Acharya Bhagwan, around 2000 years back, he wrote down in 9 reals, to faith having in the 9 reals is Samyak Darshan. But if you read that sentence extremely carefully, then 9 reals, he gives name, all the 9 elements, the names are given, now tattvana nam apya, and then at the end, he used singular sentence, singular verb. Means what? If you're talking 9 things, it should be plural word, right? But he used singular word. That means, you know, to start with, you know the 9 reals the way they are, 9 elements the way they are, and to have unity amongst them. Because in this 9 elements, there's something hidden behind in unique way, in single way, in singular way, and that is the eternal soul substance. And so to have faith on that one via 9 elements is Samyak Darshan. So that little word, little sentence, instead of singular, plural, he put singular. That's a big, big, big difference occurs. So same thing in 13th stanza, Gunkun Acharya Dev said that Bhutartha thi janel jiva ajiva vali punya papane asrava samvar nijra bandha mokste samyak tvache. Yani ki, that means whenever one has understood all those 9 real in a proper way, in a bhutarth, means in an absolute truth way. And absolute truth means the eternal soul substance hidden within these 9 reals is the one that is called Samyak Darshan. So in this Kalash 8 that we are studying right now, in Kalash 8, Amrit Chandra Acharya gave some meanings and his own ideas he gave. And after completing, he said, wait a second, I need to throw something more because there is something needs to be understood by a student who is a very serious student for Samaysar. So he said, Praman nahi niksep thi janel, means from the comprehensive knowledge, from partial point of view, an object of knowledge. By three things, one can make decision about the real nature of a soul substance. So he, through that new chapter for us, out of which we talked about Praman last time, comprehensive knowledge last time, and we went to the division of comprehensive knowledge, and we said that comprehensive knowledge is it's a kind of a conventional type of direct knowledge, and then it gives a memory and recognition and a logic and all those 5 divisions we talked about. Now, at the time, Ankit has raised one question about it, and I stand corrected in the answer that I provided. That answer was not right answer, and I checked with my sources, and I want to make sure that I also understood properly. And Ankit's question was, in sensory knowledge, matignan, mind means I'm looking with my eye right now. I'm listening from my ears. I'm smelling from my nose. I'm tasting with my tongue, and I'm getting touch sensation from my skin. And those are the one called sensory knowledge. And that sensory knowledge means matignan, and that's a very first form of knowledge. And after that knowledge, then it goes into the back of the, it goes into the memory bank, and later on when the memory wakes up from the soul, then we can just say it's a memory. Then it's called recognition and logic and the things like that. So 5 divisions we talked about. Then Ankit had a question, and that was a very, very, very intelligent question that he had it, that all these things, can it be occurring from one sense to all the 5 sense living being having sensory knowledge and scriptural knowledge? And I said yes, but that was a wrong answer. The correct answer is, first we have to go back to the slide of that Samvyavarik Pratyaks, means the direct knowledge of conventional forms. So let me bring that one, and then I'll tell you what the right answer is. So let's bring this one. One second. Okay, here it is. Oh no. Raman. Okay. Okay, so we were on this comprehensive knowledge, and I'm going to bring the definition of Samvyavarik Pratyaks. So give me 1 second. I'll bring that slide up here. Okay, this slide. Okay. So if this is the definition of a Samvyavarik Pratyaks Prama, means direct knowledge in conventional sense. So that's a basis for all the 5 divisions we made last week. So this is the direct knowledge in conventional sense. What is the definition of this one? Definition, it says one means this knowledge, direct knowledge in conventional sense, which knows a thing clearly, number 1, but partially, number 2, with help of senses and mind. That's a third condition. Third condition. First condition is, it's when I know something clearly. I saw that person with my own eyes. I saw Mr. Such and such place with my own eyes. That's a clear thing. Or such and such thing I did hear myself with my ears. That's a clear. Second thing is partial. Why it's partial? Because eye is doing the function of knowing and seeing alone. Ear is doing the function of hearing alone.
Kirit,
yeah.
Isn't okay? I think there were 4 parts of Matigyan that you told us about last time,
Yeah.
And the last one was Dharana, right?
Yeah.
Now, okay, so Dharana is done by the sense. It's not done by the mind, correct? Or are we counting mind as part of the senses?
Yes. Yeah. No. Dharana Gnan, up to Dharana Gnan will be Mati Gnan. It can occur to anybody.
Okay, so then so actually seeing is, okay, well, seeing is up to Dharana, because that's Matigyan.
Yeah.
But then processing what you see is past Matigyan. Now we're in Shrutagyan, correct?
Yeah. So then Shrutagnan is not there in 1 to 4 senses, And that Swadhay is so minuscule that it is as good as not having it. So
Okay.
we just say it's not there. So basically over here what it says, that Samvyavarik Pratyaksha, which is the basis for all that indirect knowledge, has to have three conditions. One is clear, means really I saw it, or I heard it, or I tasted it, or I smelled it, or I touched it. Then partial, because one sense is doing only knowledge of one sense only. I cannot do the hearing thing, and ears cannot do the tasting thing, and such thing. So it's a partial with the help of senses and mind. The third condition for Samvyavarik Pratyaks is with the mind. And that mind is only present in five sense sentient being. And that's why all those divisions that we talked about, memory and recognition and logic, etc., all those things will be in a Sangni Panchendriya, means a five sense sentient being only. And yesterday, last week, when you had asked question, and I said, yeah, it's present in all, but that was not right answer. And so that is, it was my mistake.
So the mind makes it Sangni Panchendriya. That word mind right there.
Mind is very important. Yes, yeah.
Okay.
And that's a definition from Pariksha Mukh of scripture, and this is what they have talked about. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So having said that, well, let's see where we were last time. Okay, so all these things, this indirect knowledge means it is also called direct knowledge of conventional sense, in which there is need for mind. And when there is mind, then we have memory. Listen, if there is no mind, then that butterfly will get attracted to the light and burns out and dies. The other butterfly has seen that. Same other butterfly also gets the same thing, because see, that other butterfly does not learn, because there is no Sutagnan, there is no scriptural knowledge, and so that's why it also goes to the same thing and gets burned out. If there is a human being, let's say that we have one with a mind, then we see somebody fell down. So I'm going to be careful not to go that route and fall down or get injured or whatever. Or somebody somebody passed through this path and he ended up making lot more money. Then from his experience, I'll also go on that path and try to make lot more whatever, So Samvyavarik Pratyaks will be coming over here. Then it will give you memory and give recognition, logic, inference, and ultimately it will give you scriptural knowledge that it's coming up. So these are the things, and we have not gone through all this thing in detail, because again it becomes extremely, I'd say it's a going to this green and the purple bullets means it's a whole new new class of books that we have to learn. But over here, when Gurudev has, when Amritchandra Acharya talked about direct knowledge and indirect knowledge and everything, see, if we have understood this part, it can work for our present condition, because we don't have, because there is so much more also to go in detail. So as long as we are aware of it, that details available, and if there is a really great interest, one can go through those kind of things. But right now, knowing this kind of thing, these 5 bullets, that will take care of our thing. So having said that, we have completed that part in logic, and we give that inference and all those things. So I'll just fast forwarding all these things. Then there is it says, what's the benefit of knowing comprehensive knowledge? Direct benefit is my ignorance get removed, and conventional thing means I discard certain things and I accept certain things, and I become indifferent to the certain other alien objects around me. So this kind of inferences, this kind of a knowledge and this kind of benefits I get knowing the comprehensive knowledge. So that was the first part that Amritchandra Acharya Dev said. Then second part he says, second part is very interesting, and he's talking about partial point of view. Partial point of view, we went exhaustively in stanza 11. We went through the absolute point of view, conventional point of view, 4 divisions of the conventional point of view, 4 divisions of the absolute point of view, etc., etc., etc. We went through those things extremely detailed. And over here, Amritchandra Acharya Dev talks a little bit different language. Why does he talk different language? Because he wants us to know that partial point of view from all the directions. To go for Nai chapter, partial point of view chapter, there are 2 divisions. One is a Adhyatmik Nai, means the spiritual partial point of view. And other section is called Agam Nai, means a scriptural point of view. So spiritual point of view, scriptural point of view means one, the one that we learned in 11th stanza was a spiritual point of view, in the sense it was directed only towards the soul only. And that was talking that soul and soul and soul is kept in the center. And over here, when Amritchandra Acharya Dev says that, he says, you know what? We have 6 substances in the universe, and soul also has relationship with the other substances of the universe. And because of that thing, partial point of view occurs. Because of that thing, nice section occurs. And because of that thing, he is saying that there is called Dravyarthik Nai and Payayarthik Nai. Means substantial point of view and a modal point of view. So he opens new chapter over here for us. In Samaysar mainly, throughout the Samaysar mainly, Adhyatmanai is being used, means conventional point of view and absolute point of view are used, because they are much more required for me to obtain Samyak Darshan, to obtain right faith, that I need to absolutely know about absolute point of view and conventional point of view. But when we talked about 6 universal substances, then the substantial point of view and modal point of view, etc., comes in the picture. Actually, in a Nai section, there are infinite Nais are there. But same thing, that I have infinite attributes within me. Do I have to know all the infinite attributes prior to get Samyak Darshan? And Acharya Bhagavan says, no, you don't need to study all the infinite attributes. If you know knowledge and faith and conduct attribute properly, and the modifications, etc., then you can get a Samyak Darshan. Similarly, all these Nai also, when there are infinite Nais are there, out of which in the scripture there are few different divisions are described, and so one division is from the Adhyatmik Nai, means related to the soul substance alone, and second is called Agam Nai, related to the 6 substances. And then there are also different Nais are there, Sabda Nai, Bhav Nai, Kriya Nai, etc., So when the chapter starts opening, Acharya Bhagavan starts opening those kind of information for us. And so on the very first day, he doesn't overload us, but sure, his idea is to overload us gradually, not overload, giving us proper information, proper directions, and so that we don't get stuck somewhere. Remember, till now, when Amritchandra Acharya says that till now, I kept on saying that soul is there, karma is present, but karma cannot do anything. Karma fruition cannot do anything. And so karma was made extremely subsidiary in the whole discussion, and soul was kept in primary discussion only. But now he says, you know what? I kept the karma as in at the bay, karma in the side. Karma, I made it so secondary, but they are present. They are intimately related to me. And so it's important we know that part also. So relationship of karma to me also, one has to know that part. So in 13th stanza, when Acharya Bhagavan said that there are 9 elements are there, Jeev, Ajeev, Pap, Punya, Asra, Bandh, Samar, Nijra, Moksha, all those 9 elements are there. We saw them individually, means what exactly happens to the soul, but he says there is also intimate relationship of karma to give all this presentation. So now he opens the second side of the equation, that when soul is there, or non-living, living is there, non-living is there, auspicious is there, inauspicious is there, inflow is there, bondage is there, stoppage is there, shading is there, and liberation is there. We knew from the soul's perspective, but just throwing that dravyarthik, payarthik, nai, he says there is a karma also in relationship that don't totally 100% ignore. Just make sure that you understand that part. So instead of talking nishchani vyavarne, over here he says dravyarthik nahi, payayarthik nahi. Means in the 11th stanza it was said only that I am the how do I do the Bhed Gnan? How do I do discrimination from the alien object? First I give the societal thing that I have it, house, family, car, money, etc., etc. So that you just give it up. Then you just go on to give it up the body. Then you give it up your rag, and then you give the divisions of the attributes also, and come to the eternal soul substance. So that way they were helping us out to know eternal soul substance, because soul substance was kept in the center for discrimination from the alien objects of the universe. Now, here, Amritchandra Acharya says, remember that karma, again, we put them in the back burner, but they are there also. So he talks about dravyarthik nai, and he talks about payayarthik nai. And payayarthik nai means modal point of view. Dravyarthik nai means substantial point of view. And he says those things are also present. So in if we go into the Nai chapter, in the partial point of view chapter, there are 10 divisions of the Dravyarthik Nai given. It means a substantial point of view. And there are 6 divisions of a modal point of view are also given. But importance of all those things is there is relationship of karma along with the soul to create a situation. So be aware of that kind of things also. And that was the whole take-home message that Amritchandra Acharya wants us to he wants us to get known about that part. So that's what he talked about. So comprehensive knowledge, now partial point of view, and partial point of view in relationship to karma. Why? Because in 13th stanza, remember, it's indirectly we keep on saying karma also related to us, because inflow, what is inflow? When I end up doing inclination of attachment and inclination of aversion, means I end up doing rag and dvesh, then karma are inflowing me. Bondage means karma gets bonded to me. So those kind of things, that even though rag and dvesh I created, but also karma came in picture. When I say stoppage means when I have clarity within me and I realize my soul, then karma stop coming to me. That's why it's called stoppage element. And then when I get engrossed within me deeply, then karma fruition gets liberated from me. So it's called shading from me. And ultimately, when I completely get engrossed within me, then there is karma free state, and that's called liberation. So over here there is a relationship of karma shown to me. Of course karma is made secondary, but they are present. So that's why Amrit Chandra Acharya Dev talks about partial point of view in relationship to karma over here. So that was the whole thing. So this is the intellect of this Acharya Bhagwan, that how much clarity they have in their mind, that they start introducing different subject to us. So we can't go on one-sided belief only. Ultimately, I have to realize my soul, but there are lots and lots of possible pitfalls are there. And so he says, be aware of those pitfalls. Don't get into that pitfall, because that will take you all on the wrong directions also. So he's showing us the path where to go. It's a very narrow path, and at the same time, what are the things to avoid? What are the things to avoid? And those are the things that he puts those kind of red signals in front of us, saying that be careful here. Don't get into this karma cycle and everything. Know everything. Know your enemy. The karma are your enemy. So know it very carefully, and then to avoid that one carefully. So these are the things that we have to keep in mind. Okay, so that means he talks about paryayarthik nahi, he talks about dravyarthik nahi, means modal point of view and substantial point of view. Modal point of view means me as a soul is a substance together. And when we are talking about that substance alone, separating from other substances of the universe, then it's called substantial point of view. When I'm talking about my modes, me as a soul has modes. Mari dravya sathe paryay che. Those modes are present within me. And the substance cannot exist without any mode. If there is no mode, then there is no substance. Now, I'm going to throw a question to you. What happens to Siddha Bhagwan? Siddha Bhagwan has no karma at all. It's a pure soul, and it lives in super senses bliss forever. So now, does he have any mode or not? Does the Siddha Bhagwan has any mode or not? Well, answer will be, if the Siddha Bhagwan is a substance, is a soul substance, then any substance in the universe will be having modes every samay. If there is no mode, then it's not called a substance. So substance without mode is not a substance, which never happens in the universe. So a substance means having mode. Now, so Siddha Bhagwan also has a mode. Now, same way, this phone also has its own mode. This book has its own mode. Right now, it's an open book. Now it's a closed book. These are the modes of that book that we are talking about. So is a mode for the medium of motion, medium of rest, space, and time. Every substance has a mode at every moment. So now, when I have a mode at every moment, I cannot be there without any mode. And so that when I'm looking at the mode, then it's called modal point of view. And there are 6 divisions given inside. We won't go in those divisions because, again, we don't want to get lost. As long as we understand the reality, that there is something called a substantial point of view and modal point of view, because those are things will be referenced in the future discussions time and again. So that means we have to have some idea about those things. So that is called mode. That's called the partial point of view. Now, then he also talks about object of knowledge. I have a knowledge, no doubt about it. Any living creature has a knowledge. But what does that knowledge do? That knowledge is doing function of knowing. But what does he know? What does that knowledge attribute end up knowing? Then there is going to be any object present in front, and the knowledge ends up knowing an object. Knowing an object. I know this book right now. So book is an object and I am the subject. So જ્ઞાન વસ્તુને જાણે છે. જ્ઞાન is knowledge. Knowledge is જ્ઞાન, and this vastu means object, that is called knowable object. I am the knower and these are the knowable object. I am the knower, these are the knowable object. I am the gnayak and this is called gnay. Because I am gnan, I know, that's why this is called object. So object of knowledge is called gnay, and knowing capacity is called gnan. Gnan and gnay. So now, what is that relationship? Again, because we are involved with the worldly object, so Acharya Bhagavan says, I know very well that you have not experienced soul, so I want to talk to you about soul, but I have to give you some example. Somehow I have to take you towards the soul, and so you know the worldly object. So let me start talking from the worldly object's perspective to explain to you. So he's trying to explain to us that's a nikshep. Nikshep means knowable object. Nikshep means knowable object. What are those things? So that means we'll bring that one, and I'll stop sharing this one and I'll bring the other slide on it. If there is any question coming, please interrupt me any place. So don't worry. We'll go back to that subject again. Nikshep. Okay, so nikshep means what is pursuing the comprehensive knowledge and partial point of view. The worldly dealing in customary sense is known as nikshep. What's the definition of nikshep? Definition of nikshep is first we understood comprehensive knowledge, then we understood partial point of view, means the substantial point of view and modal point of view, etc. Now, by those two things, when we have the worldly dealing in customary sense, that's called nikshep. What does it mean? Praman naina anusar prachlit thela lok vyavahan nikshep કહે છે. Object of knowledge is in indivisible form. Remember, this book, and it's whatever the pages, total pages are there. For example, over here, 411, 12, 13, 415 pages are there. So it is, whole thing is over here right now. So object of knowledge is in the indivisible form. This book is in indivisible form right now. But while knowing them, one ends up making division in his understanding. This is the book, is complete form. Remember, we talked about that objectivity attribute which is present in all 6 universal substances. Prameyatva gun, દ્રવ્યમાં છે. Means પ્રમેયત્વ means I have objectivity attribute. Because of that, because of me having objectivity attribute, I can be an object in somebody's knowledge. You are the soul, so you can see me right now because I have an objectivity attribute and you have subjectivity attribute. So you have knowing capacity and I'm the object of knowledge. So that's why you at the other end are seeing me. But I am complete. And what if you are listening right now, then it's your word is you're catching the word. If you're looking at me, the eyes are working, and so on and so forth. So, object of knowledge in the indivisible form. But while knowing them, one ends up making division in understanding, and that's why it's called nikshep. For example, there's a mango on a table. This mango, I, as a soul, ended up knowing that mango. Now, that mango said, hey, I have objectivity attribute within me, so I can be perceived. I'm offering you undivided attention with everything within me, I have it. That's what mango says to us. Mango presents the fact that everything I have it, you can know me. But now, me, I have a limited knowledge, so I will do the function of seeing only. So I says that, oh, this golden color mango is there. Then I touch that mango. Oh, it's soft to touch. Then I smell, and there's a sweet smell coming out from the mango. Oh, smell is sweet. And I cut and I taste that mango, and it's a sweet tasting mango. So my senses individually ended up knowing each and every part of the mango, but mango said, hey, you know what? I'm complete. I'm surrendering to you completely. So know me completely. And I end up knowing partially, and that is called nikshep. That division, knowledge of division, that's called nikshep. So object of knowledge and how I perceive that one, that's called nikshep. Okay, next. જ્ઞેય પદાર્થ અખંડ છે, છતાં તેને જાણતા જ્ઞેય પદાર્થના જે ભેદ કરવામાં આવે તેને નિક્ષેપ કહે છે. Means the object is a indivisible form, but while I'm knowing it, that I end up knowing with a division with my different senses. So that's why it's called nikshep. One that knows this division is known as partial point of view. I end up knowing this division, that is partial point of view. From a taste perspective, it's a sweet mango. From touch perspective, it's a soft mango. From smell perspective, it's a sweet tasting, sweet smelling mango. And from color perspective, I end up knowing the gold color of that mango. So I ended up knowing is a partial point of view. And object of knowledge, it is the nikshep. So this is the way I end up knowing in partial point of view. The object is complete in front of me. So that is called nikshep. તે અંશને જાણના જ્ઞાનને નઈ કહે છે. Means the part of the knowledge when I have it, that is called nai. Now, nikshep is the object of partial point of view. Nikshep means object of a partial point of view. Means my eye says it's a gold color. The knowledge that I acquired with the help of my eye, which is a partial point of view, it says that object is yellow in color. Object is sweet in smell. Object is soft to touch. Object is sweet to taste. So my partial point of view makes knowledge in a partial way, and the object is complete. And so that's a nikshep is an object of partial point of view. Your object is all the time there because object has surrendered to me in the indivisible form. But I have a capacity which is limited, and that's why I end up knowing in a divisional way with different senses. Nikshep and Naino Vishesha. Object of knowledge is known as nikshep. So now, object of knowledge is called nikshep. So what happens? There are divisions are there. There are divisions in the sense it refers to proper name, means nam nikshep. Now, when I'm knowing an object, then I give a name to that object that's called nam nikshep. For example, somebody's name is Ram. He may be doing all the bad acts and everything, but his name is Ram. That's it. Or his name is Bhagwan. But he may be doing the devil's work, for example. But just by name. So I end up knowing that object, that entity by name alone. Not to dissect its properties, just name alone. Then it's called, refers to name by name only, it's called Nam Nikshep. Means I refer to the object which is proper name. This is Nam Nikshep. Then comes refers to meaning of the word, Sthapna Nikshep. For example, when I go to the temple and I see the Bhagwan, I just say, this is Mahavir Swami's temple. This is Rishabdev's temple. This is Parshnath Bhagwan's Murti. You mean that's a Parshnath Bhagwan sitting there? No. But when I'm looking at the object in the form of statue, then it says, this is a Parshnath Bhagwan's statue. So that's not actual Parshnath Bhagwan, but Parshnath Bhagwan is established in the statue. So we call that as a Sthapna Nikshep. Means here, it's not actual Bhagwan is there. It's a Bhagwan statue. And to the lay person who does not know anything, to him it's a marble. That's it. It's a piece of marble. But I established something in that marble. And I said, this is the meaning of the word. So refer to the meaning of the word. So now when I say it's a Mahavir Swami statue, I imagine Mahavir in my mind and I pray that statue that way. Now, this is called Dravya Nikshep. Refers to the meaning of object in the reference of time. Refers to meaning of object means Dravya Nikshep. Dravya Nikshep means over here I end up knowing that object from eternity perspective, from complete perspective, means past, present, future modes completely I put it in and I end up knowing that one. That's called Dravya Nikshep. And last one, and we'll be talking a little bit more about it. Last one, it says, refer to meaning of the nature of an object, means Bhav Nikshep, means right now I am seeing present mode of particular object. We are just giving the general definition. We are going one at a time later on. So I know it's not making any sense to you and there are lots of questions coming in mind. Hold on to that. It's coming right now. So what is Nam Nikshep means? We just give, first we give the definitions, with general definition, but now we go individually about those things and see what it means. So refer to proper name only. That's all it says. What does it mean? It refers to the name only. The person may not have the quality that the name suggests. As we said, his name is Bhagwan, his name is Ram, his name is Mahavir, but he may be doing all the devilish act in the life. But just to understand a person, this Ram person is different from Lakshman person. this Mahavir person's name is different from the Parsh person or Rishabh person. So just to identify by different names, then we use that proper name. That's all. That's called Nam Nikshep. Someone's name is Ram, but he may not have virtue of Lord Ram within him. That's it. So simply to differentiate different people. Somebody is Ankit over here. Well, what does Ankit mean? So, I don't know. But it's somebody is Jinesh over here. Somebody is different. Everybody's different names. So different name means it's just recognized by that name alone. This is a book, period. This is a scriptural book, period. That's it. Now, what does it include? I don't know right now. It's a book. That's it. So now, so next one comes Sthapna, means refers to meaning of the word. In the first one, the meaning is not given. It's just simply names is a name is suggested, and there is he may or may not have attribute of that particular name, but he's just having the name. Second one is refers to the meaning of the word. Means over here, what has to understand the original thing, one establishes it into another object. To understand the original thing means the statue of the Lord Mahavir means one establishes in another object. Mahavir is over here, and this is a statue of Mahavir. This is Parsnath over here. This statue of Parsnath. So something like that. So it's called Sthapna Nikshep. Means now we establish somebody else's attribute in this object. To know Lord Mahavir, one makes his idol and worships it as a Lord Mahavir. To unknown person, to non-Jain person, to a non-Indian person, when he is coming to temple, it's a piece of marble. Yeah, it's a statue. Well, it's okay. It's pretty statue. You know, he will discover a pretty statue. But to me, I have established Mahavir within them. Because I established, so now I go and do the puja and abhishek every day. When I do that one, I go with a proper attire and everything. I go to temple, I just take a shower, put the clean clothes on, and then my thoughts are clean, my clothes are clean, my body is clean, and now I'm trying to do the abhishek anointation of the Lord's statue. To somebody else, hey, you're pouring a glass of water, what a big deal. No, because I established Mahavir in this statue. I have done the Panch Kalyana Pratishtha for the statue. I have done particular rituals on this statue. And ultimately, I have given Mahavir to put it in the statue. And so it is as good as Mahavir for me. So that's called Sthapna Nikshep. So that statue for me is a Mahavir. Now, Dravya Nikshep means refers to the meaning of object in reference to time. What does it mean? Let's say one at a time. Past and future modes are referred as present one. For example, the prince of a king is being called king. Wait a second, he's not king, he's a small boy right now. He's a 10-year-old boy going to the school. Why do you call him as a king? Because he's going to become king in the future. And that's why we refer to him as a king. Siddha Bhagwan, Mahavir is a Siddha right now. Mahavir has no physical body and anything, but because he was Mahavir in the past, when he has a physical body, he was a Mahavir in the past. And so even though Mahavir is a Siddha right now, he is a liberated soul, but I pray him as omniscient Lord in the form of having statue, means a particular person. I pray him as a particular personality, which he had it before. Before he got liberated, he had the physical body. His physical form was there. 2,500 years back it was there. And now I'm saying this is the same Mahavir. Means from past perspective, I'm saying this is Mahavir. Let's say that somebody was a king in the past, in 1947, 1948, and 1950 and everything, when Sardar Vallabhbhai in India went all over the country and asked all those kings to surrender the kingdom and made a complete united India. Now, once that thing happened, now those kings, they are not king no more. But when I go to school and I said, this is Maharaja Sayaji Rao University, means Sayaji Rao established all these things. Sayaji Rao, but he's not Maharaja, he's not a king. He was a king before, but I give that, I refer to him in the object, in the reference of time. He was in the past, he was a king, but right now I tell him as a king. For example, someone has eligibility to be liberated and to tell him as liberated one. Now, let's say that you and me and we all are sitting in the class, and let's say we got Samyak Darshan right now. To the person who has no Samyak Darshan, for him we are liberated soul. Wait a second, I'm not a liberated soul. I'm still a human being. I still have a family. I still have work to do and everything. But because I got Samyak Darshan, so ultimately I will get liberated soul in the future. Srimadji said that, listen, you are in the deluding mode since time infinite. I'm telling you that you are doing that business since time infinite. Deluding mode every samay. For one samay, I'm asking you to go into the innate mode. Vibhav bhavani paryay mathi tu swabhavani paryama ek samay mate aao. He says, just come into the innate state mode once only. And if nothing happens to you, don't worry. Your business for deluding state was going on for time infinite, so nothing is going to stop. You may start going there if you want to, but Srimadji says, but I'm giving you promise. One samay to go in the innate mode means you have Samyak Darshan, and then you are going to have liberation for sure. That confidently he tells her. Wait a second, for one samay only, I have gone within my soul at this point, and you're telling me that I'm going to get liberated? Yes, you will be Siddha Bhagwan. I'm telling you, you are Siddha right now. Muniraj, there is one song coming, Chalte Phirte Siddha Bhagwan, means Muniraj, one who is in sixth and seventh spiritual development state. Sorry about that. Muniraj is on sixth and seventh spiritual development state. And the author said he is a Siddha Bhagwan already. Why? Because now he's going to become Siddha soon. Or in the nearest future, he's going to become Siddha. So he's been called as a Siddha. So to have some eligibility to be liberated means Siddha Bhagwan to become in the future, and to tell him that's Muni Maharaj to say that he is a liberated one right now. He is a Siddha Bhagwan. He is my Aryan Bhagwan. He is my Lord. And we just treat him that way because of the Dravya Niksep. King, this spelling over here, typo over here. King Srenik will be future Tirthankar, and to refer him in the present as Tirthankar, even though he is in the infernal realms of present. King Srenik, there is a story goes that he was non-Jain before and he got married to Chelna. Chelna was a Jain lady and she came over here in a King Shrenik's kingdom, and king has a tremendous amount of wealth and everything, and this Chelna is not a happy camper right now. She is remaining kind of indifferent, and so Shrenik said, honey, what's happening to you? Why you are not happy about over here? And she says, there is no Jain temple over here. How can I do my daily routine without looking at my Bhagwan and everything? I would like to pray the Lord first and then start eating and make my day accordingly. So Srenik said, hey, you know what? The treasury is open. You take as much money as you want and make a temple of whatever you want. I have no part of it. I won't be in that part of it. And so he was non-Jain, so he did not have interest. So Chelna was working on it, and Srenik had a few of his advisors that they were cunning people, and they said, since Chelna came, Srenik is working, not paying much attention. He has opened the treasury for making this temple and everything. The treasury can become empty, and we will become jobless. So those people, those cunning people, they told Srenik that, this is not right, but Srenik doesn't listen to them. One time a monk was there, what's his name? I don't remember the name, it doesn't come in my mind right now. Monk is there, Digambar monk is there, and he's in the kingdom, and he's doing his meditation. He's deep into meditation. He's in 6th and 7th spiritual development state. So this cunning assistants of the king, they found out that, you know what? Let's make sure that we tell king that this is a phony baloney guy, this monk and everything, and so we do something and he's going to run away. If we give some kind of adverse situation, he's going to run away. So they told Srenik that go there and Yashodhar Muni, yes, go there and put this date snake around his neck and see what happens. He's going to run away with his fear. It's a date snake, nothing is there, right? So Srenik goes there and he puts the date snake around the neck of the Yashodhar Muni, and they are waiting, but Muniraj is in deep meditation. He is in 6th and 7th spiritual state. He has separated his soul from the body. Only thing, body association is there, but he doesn't care what that body can do and cannot do. Once they come back to kingdom, Chelna end up knowing, and Chelna comes running over here and she starts crying. She just makes a big fuss and she said, Srenik, how can you do this to my monk? This not only you insulted one monk, but you insulted all the monks in the universe. You have given this displeasure to all by thought process. You have given displeasure to all the monks of the universe. Because Srenik did that act at that time, he bounded the life for the 7th hell. And Chelna extremely became very, very emotional, and she was a very, very, very unhappy person. And then Srenik realized his mistake, and he threw those assistants away and said, you know what? This is my mistake. And then he started learning about Jainism. He becomes devout Jain, and then he did extreme good amount of work and everything according in Jainism and everything. So while he was doing that one, he also binded the name of the Tirthankar karma, name karma called Tirthankar karma, and now he is going to become Tirthankar, but he already has bonded the life of a hellish soul. So he has to go to hell anyway. Instead of 7th hell, now his hell got turned over towards the first hell only. But instead of 33 Sagropam life, he now has only 84,000 years of life, but he has to go through that because he bonded that karma. So karma are there. But again, when you work with your own personal effort, you can make changes of the karma accordingly. So now, after 84,000 years, this training will come as a Mahapadma Prabhu Muniraj, as a Mahapadma Prabhu Bhagwan in the coming 24 sets of Tirthankara. What is coming 10, 20, coming sets of 24 Tirthankara means there's a given cycle, time cycle, and this time cycle is around. So it's a 6 divisions are there. First ara, second ara, third ara, fourth ara, fifth ara, sixth ara. Then 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then again the time cycle keeps on going. So in the half of the time cycle, there are 10 Kroda Krodi Sagropam years. Kroda Krodi means 10 raised to 14. 10 raised to 14. 10 raised to 6 is million. 10 raised to 9 is billion. 10 raised to 12 is a trillion. So this is the 10 raised to 14. So you can count it out. Those computer people can count it out what it means. That many Sagropam years. Sagropam means what? Sagropam means it is the, if you take one, it's millions and billions of years, but again, just to give some idea what this millions and billions and trillions of years means. So it just gives one simile in the literature. It says that if you dig a ditch 4 mile wide, 4 mile long, and 4 mile deep. In this ditch, you put the hair of the newly born sheep, means extremely silky hair, and make a pieces in such a way that no 2 pieces can be made. So that kind of a things you make it and fill it up that whole ditch completely. So much that even the chariot of the king passes over here, it should not sink. That kind of a compact that you make it. Every 100 years, you take 1 piece of the hair out. How many years it will take to to empty the ditch? That is called 1 Palyopam year. Now, out of this 1 Palyopam year, now 1 Palyopam year, and it is 10 raised to 14 Palyopam year is 1 Sagropam year. And that 10 raised to 14 Sagropam year is total, that's a 10 Kroda Krodi Sagropam. And each half cycle of the time cycle, half time cycle is 10 Kroda Krodi Sagropam years. So first ara is a 4 Sagropam, 4 Kroda Krodi Sagropam. Second ara is 3 Kroda Krodi. Third ara is a 1 Kroda Krodi Sagropam. No, 4, 3, then 2 Sagropam. Then fourth ara is 1 Kroda Krodi Sagropam minus 42,000. Fifth ara, in which we are living right now, it's a 42,000 years. And sixth ara will be 42,000 years. So from beginning till the sixth, from first to sixth, there's going to be a decreasing amount of physical happiness will be available. So right now we are having some unhappiness, some happiness. In the sixth ara is going to be pure unhappy feeling. People will be killing each other. The lifespan will be about 20 years or so, and people will be killing each other and eating the meat and all kind of thing. There won't be any religious activity in the sixth time cycle. Fifth time cycle, there is some. So out of 21,000 years, Mahavir passed, Mahavir got liberation 2,500 years back. So remaining years to complete 21,000, and this fifth ara will be over. So after sixth ara, another sixth ara, and then the fifth ara, and then when the fourth ara comes, that time Shrainik will be a first Tirthankar. So right now, fifth tara that we are living is 21,000. Sixth tara is 21,000. Another 21. Another sixth tara is 21,000. Another fifth tara is 21,000. And then in the beginning of the fourth ara, the Shrainik Raja, Shrainik Maharaja, coming out from the hell, and he'll become first Tirthankar. So 21 times 4 is 84,000. So that's why it's 84,000 years given in the scripture. So King Shrainik will be future Tirthankar. We also refer him as a Tirthankar right now, even though he's in the hell right now. So that is called Dravya Nikshep. Whole exercise we did for the story and everything was Dravya Nikshep. So that way we also understood that there is some of the stories are also there. So there are four types of scriptures are there: the storytelling scripture, the conduct related scripture, the karma related scriptures, and metaphysics, in which only the soul, substance, and substance, attribute, and modes, etc., are being mentioned. So here, what we are talking, this King Shrainik to be called as Tirthankar today, that is from Dravya Nikshep. To do the puja of past Tirthankar as present one. Remember, there is a puja also comes. There is also 170. No, there is a puja for 72 Tirthankar is available. Past 24 Tirthankars, present 24 Tirthankars, and immediate new 24 sets of Tirthankar coming in the future. That means 72 Tirthankar, and we do the puja today as if they are there. So in the future Tirthankar, we'll also do the puja of Shrainik as a we consider him as a future Tirthankar, and we do the puja for him. So all those puja that we do as a Tirthankar only, even though past Tirthankars are in a moksha, present Tirthankars are in the moksha, and future Tirthankars are whether they are in the heaven or hell, but we consider them as Tirthankar right now, and we do puja. So that's called Dravya Nikshep. So that's the thing that we have to keep in mind. Now, Bhav Nikshep refer to meaning of the nature of the object which is present right now. A king is called king only when he is ruling the country. The child of the king cannot be called king from this Bhav Nikshep perspective. What does it say? One refers to the present mode as present only. So the prince is called prince only. The Mahavir is called liberated soul only. Shrainik is called the hellish soul right now. And so whatever the present condition, that is refers to that, and that's called a Bhav Nikshep. Lord Simandar to be worshipped as omniscient Lord. Simandar Swami right now is the real omniscient Lord at present time. Now you may say, why you are telling Simandar Swami as a present Lord when we just say Mahavir as a liberated soul, for example? How come Simandar is worshipped as? You mean there is an omniscient Lord present right now? Yes. For that thing, one has to understand the Jain geography. Jain geography is a part of the Karnanu Yoga. It's called mathematics scriptures, or it's called Karnanu Yoga, in which we in this is the globe. This is the when we look at the middle world. This is the upper world is a heaven. Lower world, the 7 hells are there. Upper one, 16 heavens are there, and the middle world we are living. If we dissect that middle world, then if you take the horizontal section of the middle world, then it becomes kind of like onion rings, for example. In the center there is one island that is called Jambudvip. Surrounding the Jambudvip, there is an ocean which is called Lavant Samudra, salty ocean. Then comes Datki Khand. There's a third area, a third ring comes Datki Khand. That's an island, Datki Island. And the fourth one is called Kalodadi Samudra, means it's an ocean again. And fifth one is called it's called Pushkarvar Dweep. And then it keeps on going and going and going and going. Eighth one means island, ocean, island, ocean, island, ocean. And eighth one is called the Nandishwar Dweep. There are 52 temples are there, 13 in each direction. And during this Das Lakshan Parva that just passed by, and also in the Kartik, it will be coming, it's called Ashtanika, it will come. Ashtanika comes 3 times in a year. And so heavenly soul, they go to this Nandishwar Deep and they do the puja and everything for 8 days. And over here in the Jambu Island, we are also mimicking the same thing, and we do the Nandishwar Deep puja also over here. Then there's an ocean island, ocean island, ocean island. It goes for innumerable ocean islands are there. And last one is called Swayambhur Raman Samudra. That is the Swayambhur Raman Samudra, means ocean, Swayambhur Raman ocean, huge, super large. And in the literature, the names, the exact dimensions are given. We won't go in the detail right now, but it's a huge ocean. And that's the last one. So those are the middle world that we have it, island, ocean, island, ocean, island, ocean, like that. It keeps on going forever till it is innumerable. And last one is a Swayambhur Raman ocean. So when we are in the Jambu Island right now, in the center, Jambu Island, this Jambu Island is circled like this, and we are in the southern section of the Jambu Island. It's called Bharat Kshetra, area of Bharat. Northern part is called Airavat Kshetra, means Airavat area. And middle section is called Mahavidya Kshetra. Mahavidya Kshetra, area of Mahavidya, means always there are Tirthankars present. In Jambu, in Bharat area, sets of 24 Tirthankar occurs. Last one was Mahavir, and now next one will be after 84,000 years. Next one will be the Sainik Maharaj will be coming as a Mahapadma Prabhu Swami. And so in our area, we are devoid of Tirthankar right now. Same thing in Airavat, they are devoid of Tirthankar. But in Mahavidya Kshetra, there are always presence of Tirthankars there. Always there. And right now, the one which is present is called Simandar Swami. Why? What is the importance of Simandar Swami in our present discussion? It's a lots of importance there. Why? Because when 2000 years back, Kunkunacharya Dev in southern part of this Jambu Island, means called Bharat Kshetra, and in Bharat Kshetra in India, in southern India, Kunkunacharya Dev was there, and he was extraordinary capacities he had developed. And because he's a monk and purity of the monk, and he got some extraordinary capacities in which he was able to walk up in the air. And he had some questions regarding the spirituality, and he wanted to ask somebody. So he just went from Bharat Kshetra, he went to Mahavidya Kshetra, and he went to Simandar Swami. He was in the northeast. So Simandar Swami, he went, and he stayed for 8 days. And he listened to the scripture. He talked to other like Gandhars and everybody, lots of learned saints. He discussed and everything. He clarified his doubts and everything. And then he came back to area of Bharat Kshetra, and then he wrote down scriptures. And Samaysar, Pravachansar, Niyamsar, Astapahud, Panchastika, all those scriptures are originally written by Kunkun Acharya Dev after visiting Simandhar Swami, and that's why they are called direct message from the Bhagwan, that Simandhar Swami's message was there. Kunkun Acharya Dev accepted that message, then he came back and he created this scripture. So that's why these scriptures are called Tirthankar's words. And that's why they are extremely important for us. There's one more connection we have to understand also. What's the other connection here? When Lord Simandhar, when Kunkun Acharya Dev went to Simandhar Swami 2000 years back, at the time, there were three friends were there. There was one person was called King Fatehmand, means Prince Fatehmand. He was a prince. And there are two, I'm forgetting the names of those two friends right now, but they were also wealthy, they are coming from wealthy families. And so the three were friends. And they regularly went to listen to Simandhar Swami's discourses. And at that time, they saw that Kunkun Acharya Dev came. And so they became aware of it. Out of those three friends, Fatehman and those two friends, Fatehman, once he finished his life there, he was born as Kanji Swami over here in Bharat Kshetra, in Saurashtra. And those two friends of him, they were Ben Sri Ben, the Champa Ben and Shanta Ben. So those three living beings came directly from Mahavadya Kshetra over here. And so they also have heard Simandhar Swami's discourses. And now the Kanji Swami end up learning from Samaysar, and all his past memories started waking up. That, oh my God, I have heard all this thing before. And that's why when he saw the Samaysar, he was so excited. He said, this is the scripture to become Siddha Bhagwan. So he gave that kind of label to this Samaysar. And so now we understand why Samaysar is important, why Simandhar Swami is important, where is Kunkun Swami coming from, and this Kanji Swami, where did he come from, and Champaben and Shantaben. Now, a question comes in the mind that, wait a second, Kanji Swami was born over here. How did he know from the Mahavadya Kshetra what was happening? Well, he did not know, but Champaben, the one to whom we call his Mataji, or Ben Sri Ben, she had Jati Smaran Gnan. She had Jati Smaran Gnan, means she had her knowledge became so pure that she was able to go back in her previous lives to see what she was and everything. And then she realized that, wait a second, I was sitting there in Samosaran of Simandhar Swami. King Fatehman was also there, and my other friend was there. And we also have seen Kunkun Acharya Dev, and all those things now put everything together. That why Samaysar is important, why Simandhar Swami is important, why Gurudev is important, why Ben Sri Ben is important. So all those things are now coming in circle to tell us why we are so interested in all these things. So this gives us the real benefit of all these things, and these are the learned saints, that they have so much knowledge, and they gave us all these things. They came over here and they disseminated all the knowledge. The present day here sitting in our own home, we can have access to all those things. And now with technology, everything is available online, that you can buy, you can just download anything at any time, any place. So this is the name. So Bhav Nikshep means to talk at Simandra Swami is a present Lord right now. So I am doing puja of Simandra Swami right now, means I am doing puja of Simandra Swami as a Bhav Nikshep right now. When I'm doing the puja of all 72 Tirthankar, that is called Dravya Nikshep. When I'm doing puja for Mahavir Swami, it's a Dravya Nikshep because I'm considering Mahavir as an omniscient Lord because he was in the past. So past omniscient Lord, I establish him as a present one. So that's called Dravya Nikshep. But Simandra Swami is a living entity right now, and that's why I do his puja, and that's called Bhavniksha. To consider Mahavir Swami as a liberated soul right now, because it's a Bhavniksha. Mahavir is not Mahavir. Mahavir is a liberated soul. He's a Siddha Bhagwan right now. So I just know Mahavir as a Siddha Bhagwan. That's all we have to keep thinking that way. So these are the Nikshep. Quickly go through it. Nam Nikshep means refer to proper names, means it is instrumental cause for auspiciousness. That is why it's conventional form. Subhavna nimitti che teti vyavhar che. So second one refers to meaning of the word. Sthatna nikshep means this is also conventional form, and that is why it's called auspiciousness. Third one refers to meaning of the object, means refers to reference to time. Dravya Nikshep means its conventional point accompanied with absolute point. It shows that pure mode will be generated soon. So over here, when I just Dravya Nikshep, when I start, these are first two are the conventional, I mean the auspicious state only. But over here, it says Nischay Purokno Vyavarshe, means now I have realized my soul, and now I'm making Mahavir as my Lord right now, even though Mahavir was in the past. So it's a Nischay Purokno Vyavar. That means in the pure mode is going to occur pretty soon within me, and refer to meaning of the nature of the nature of an object, means bhavnik shape. Then it's an absolute state and pure mode, and therefore it's a true religion. So all these four niksep, first one is auspiciousness, second one is auspiciousness, third one is a true conventional form in which I am ready to get experiencing of my soul, and this one is a real experience mode coming up, and that's called Nishchay, and that's called absolute form, and that's called true religion. So to have me going to the true religion aspect, I have to pass through this auspiciousness and conventional state, and ultimately absolute state. So this is what Nikshep means to us. So that's what we learned from the Nikshep over here. Any question on so far? I think is there the slide on? I don't. Yeah, that's the last slide. So this is what we today it gave us a little bit more into the insight about the storytelling scripture and karma related scripture, etc., and also who is Kun Swami, Simandra Swami, Gurudev, and all the relationship we have chance to understand that one. It was long overdue. Now we know it, and that's why we'll continue. Okay. Any questions so far? Okay. If there is no question, then we may start going towards the closing section. अहो उपकार जिनवरनो कुंदनो ध्वनि दिव्यनो जीन कुंद ध्वनि आत्या अहो ते गुरु कायनो जीन कुंद ध्वनि आत्या अहो भगवती माता के ज्ञान से सूझे लोकालो सोवाणी मस्तक नमो सदा देता हूँ 9 times Namo Mantra. Jai Jinendra.
Jai Jai.
Vikram.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next time.